Hey guys, Override Gaming here and welcome back to Gran Turismo. Big man ting, if you like this, leave a like, comment and subscribe. You know how it goes down. If you thought I've left this series alone, think again. I'll just explain to you what happened in it. Obviously, boom, I tried to do Brands Hatch, failed at Brands Hatch, ended up rage quitting through the middle of it because I hate Brands Hatch. I can't do that circuit. Then the other one was the Nürburgring 24 hours, but I just wasn't there for that, unfortunately. But anyways, we're back on the grind, back on trying to do as many points as I can, or trying to do races as best I can. We're at the Tokyo Expressway, and the version we're racing that on is the South Inner Loop, and in Group 1 cars. So this should be a challenge. I've never raced Group 1 cars before, so this should be an interesting challenge, as to say. I don't know what other words I could have used, but anyways, we're going to get a bit of practice in. The reason why I show you my practice stats beforehand is one, so you can get a feel for what type of circuit this is, and also because when it comes to qualifying in the race, I'm going to be nowhere near as quick. Reason being, as I'll get to in a minute. But anyways, this is a very different track to Sardinia. Again, you got some sweeping turns, but again, and a couple of hairpins. But one difference from Sardinia, then this track has a lot of straights. If you got a powerful car like this one, the straight, you eat up the straights in no time. I got the Peugeot, what was it, 908 HDI, the 2010 car. I don't know what this car did in Le Mans, but it must be pretty good. As I get the fastest time I have so far, 143.6, which is, just to put it into perspective, is about just under 10 seconds off the top 10 guys. These guys are repping like 134s in Group 1 cars, nevertheless. But yeah, this car's very decent in a straight line. The way I could explain this track to you is basically if Monaco and Singapore had a baby, but if that doesn't kind of put into perspective what this track is like, imagine Silverstone as a street circuit and you get this. A lot of high-speed corners, long straights, very big hairpins to try and catch you out. The heavy braking zones around these corners, as I am going 1.5 seconds clear of my previous time. Again, we're coming through the tunnel now. I go flat out through here, but a lot of people don't. You can go flat through there as we come into this big hairpin, big massive hairpin, first gear, fling the car round, be very easy on the exit. It's more entry and apex with that. The exit's not much of a problem, but then we come to kind of Maggots and Beckett's part of the circuit as we go sweeping right, fourth gear, keep it pinned, go fourth gear again, round again, and then we drop it down to third gear as we come around the last corner and we make the sprint up to the line. The time is going to be, it's not going to be sub 140, but it is going to be a 141.9. So that is nuts. Absolutely nuts time for me. It's about just under 8 seconds over the top 10 guys. But anyways, we move on to qualifying, and this is what I mean about you ain't going to get a good time when it comes to qualifying. First of all, it's a 5-minute session. Second of all, the cars aren't ghosted, which means you could be in the way of someone doing a flying lap, or someone could be in your way. All of us are basically fighting to put down a good time. So you're never really going to be nowhere near as fast. And also, I should point out, there are barrier collisions, penalties for colliding with the barriers. 1.5 seconds. I got a 3-second penalty once. But yeah, this track is nuts. Especially in a car like this, it works with a lot of downforce. Again, you can't really do much. As I try and take the outside of this guy, Finn, you can't really do what's the word? You can't. This track's got a lot of downforce, but you can't mess with the settings. So there's that too. The only thing you can do, as I get a penalty, as these guys go off the barriers, into the barriers, I mess up with a the triple apex, and then a little chicane there as we come to the slow down penalty line. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, this car, you know, you can't change the settings obviously. The only thing you can change is the type of tyre you're on, which I chose the medium tyre. And the only thing else you can change is the amount of weight you can lose and the amount of horsepower you can put onto it with using your mileage points. I only did level 2 horsepower, and I did level 3 weight reduction because you know, this car's decent enough in a straight line. You don't really need any more power, to be quite honest. I thought I'd do quite well as we come round to the hairpin, and that brings on to my next point about this track, which is a bit annoying. That's the pit entrance. The pit entrance is halfway around the circuit. Why? No clue. It's not the same way for any of the other tracks, but for some reason they couldn't put the start finish straight next to the, you know, the pit entrance next to the start finish straight. I don't know. But anyways, this German dude, I don't know his name, but he's gonna get in my way here and ruin my lap. So as we come up to the line, we're already past the 141 mark, what we achieved in practice. Instead, we get a 148.1. So as you can see, miles off the pace. We can do much better than that. Much better than that. As we collide with the barrier there. No penalty for there because it's just a light touch. But yeah, really fun track. If you get it pinned together well, like, you can fly through this track. Legit, you can just fly through it. As we move on to our next, this is the last lap actually that we can do before qualifying finishes. As you can see, trying to be very careful on the apex of that corner, and then we come up to the S section once again. Before that, we take a little right-hander, a little fast right-hander with 1.2 seconds up on our previous time. Here we go into the S sections. Left, right, no gunlings though. As we come around the final corner, 138, we're not going to get there. We're not going to beat our time once again, but we will be faster. And it's a 146.2, so an improvement. And somehow, that puts us 5th. I had no idea that was coming. No idea. 5th place, and I just peek ahead of one of the other Peugeots in this race. I mean, I may be 7 seconds off the pace, but I'll take it. To be fair, the other reason why I was 5th is because some of these guys didn't manage to set times. So there is that as well. But I should also point out that I did forget to I did forget to mute my mic. So in some you know, occasions you will hear my voice, my live voice. And for this one, let's see what I have to say after that. 5th place! How the hell did I manage that? Here we go. Lovely stuff there from Override Gaming. Now, as you can see, the rest of the lineup and what cars you will be seeing me compete against in today's race, I was just once again just do a few things. One, I apologise in advance because I forgot to record the replay cameras. So you'll just be seeing my stuff from my point of view. For this race, unfortunately, I would, you know, like to, put cameras in there for the cinematic experience. And as you can see, the golfing class of different people. Also, you may have seen me put on Twitter, but there are going to be some changes for my channel. I won't tell you exactly what yet. If you know, you already know. I've only kept a small circle in the loop. Well, you know, for what's actually going on. But yeah, that kind of thing. Also, in terms of strategy back to this race, I didn't know what to do. I was thinking of either pitting lap 10 or lap 9, you know, because I have medium tyres, so I wasn't really sure what route to go down. And also, if you are quite astute in looking at the different classes, basically depending on your ability, you get marked on a grade of driving. The rest of the field are D classes, apart from the first 2 drivers. They are A and A+. So realistically, my target for this race is to finish top 10. I don't mind losing a few places, because, you know, I know, you know, I may not be able to keep up with the rest of the field, but if we can finish in the top 5, possibly get a podium, that will be absolutely brilliant for me. That's what I'm hoping for. So without further ado, as we round out the field, let's go on with this race and let's see how well I do. As I'm just playing around with my fuel settings. I didn't realise that was actually a thing until I watched the TM Marduk video. So without further ado, I'm just chucking it down into lean, just checking my brake bias is okay, in the right position. And yeah, just playing around, saving as much fuel as I can. And then when it comes to 3, 2, 1, chuck it into Rich Reds, and away we go. And it's not too bad of a start. I'm behind the other Peugeot. Well, sorry, I'm in front of the other Peugeot a little bit. But as we come to the first corner, I do make a little bit of a wall tap, give the wall a bit of a love tap. But again, they're not making some serious gains on me. So at the end of the day, I'm just trying to catch up to the guys in front as we go under the bridge for the first time and up to the triple right-hander. I just want to make sure that I brake correctly, don't do what these guys do up front and go into the barriers, out braking each other. And me and S Gomez are now in first and second, as I'm waiting patiently behind this old Le Mans car. It's a Mazda, I think he's driving. Again, just foot to the floor, try and get as much of an advantage as possible as we go around this next right hand of third gear, keep it pinned, and now under the tunnel and into this long straight. And I'm starting to pull away from the people behind, which I was not expecting at all. The only thing I can do is just wait patiently behind S Gomez, because I know my car is great in straight line speed. As we just reached 200 miles an hour, coming through the little kink, and now up to the hairpin. But he goes defensive, and I just want to make sure I brake right once again, and he outbrakes himself, and somehow your boy's in first. How that happens, I do not know, but it happened either way, and now your boy's in first place. So now I've got to make sure that nerves don't set in as I go through the S's. Keep it pinned in fourth gear, left and right, and I'm just going to make sure that I keep consistent, keep lapping consistently, no love taps as I do, and I slow down completely there. I'm not going to lie, while I was here, I did let the pressure get to me a little bit, because I'd never been first before in a Gran Turismo race, online race to be exact, as we just set the fastest lap time of 152.5. Obviously people are going to get quicker, I'm going to get quicker, and also there's tyre wear in this as well, and fuel simulation. So I've also got to look after my tyres and look after my fuel as well. Unlike Formula 1, you don't have to use different compounds of tyre. I'm on the medium tyre. I was debating whether to go to the hards, like, you know, do a one stop, but I just thought, you know what, this is a waste of time. Just go with the mediums, go with the faster tyre, as I come out of the little chicane bit and down the straight once again. Well, sorry, round the right hander and into this long straight once again. All the quicker 2A drivers now, who made the mistakes early on, are beginning to catch up. Radical Rival is closing in on me quite quickly. The gap is about 3 seconds, but that does end up closing as we go 7.8 seconds clear of our previous time. Make a little love tap with the wall at the kink, and up to the hairpin, brake right, flick it in well, and have a good exit. I go very slow through the hairpin, and that allows Radical Rival to catch up. As you can see in the left hand corner, 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds, 2.3 seconds. The gap is getting a lot closer, and I'm starting to feel the pressure, I'm not gonna lie, as we go faster once again in the second sector. Through the S section now, go a bit wide, and through the last corner make a little love tap with the wall once again, and a love tap with the outer barrier. Unfortunate for myself, But here comes Radical Rival now. As we go across the line, we do a 145.3, but Radical Rival smashing my time there with a 140.9. So yeah, he's a lot faster than me. I'm not gonna lie, I tried to defend as much as I could, but in the end I just thought, you know what, this guy's way quicker than me. He's an A+ driver. There's no point me trying to fight him. I'll just lose time to the guys behind. So what I do is I leave the door open, purposely go wide and let him through. I mean, if they end up making some mistakes, maybe we can catch up, maybe we can go for the race win, but at the moment these guys are way too quick for me. I just need to race my own race, that kind of thing. And so does Fenso, who's the other A driver, as I break into the right-hander again at 3. And my third lap, sorry, down the straight once again. I'm not going to fight these guys too much. These guys clearly know what they're doing. As I go, I hit a personal best. But yeah, these guys are way quicker than me. There's no point in trying to fight them. So I'm just going to let these guys go past and race my own race. Now that I'm in this position in third, I decide, you know what, my target now is to keep third place and finish top of my class. Although I do go for a bit of a dive bomb. Cheeky dive bomb. I thought I could have him. But unfortunately, it was not meant to be. And these guys just kind of run off for the rest of the race. I'm not going to lie to you. It does get quite lonely from here. So again, I just slow down, hunker down, turn the engine mode down, because what I realised was that the guys behind weren't catching up to me. I was opening the gap about a second per lap, so you know the gap is about 8 or so seconds. It goes to about 10, 11, almost 15 seconds a bit. So I decided, you know, drop my engine mode down, let's settle in, you know, let's try and, you know, get the best laps that I can do. And as you can see, I'm just going to settle down. Yeah, do my own race basically. In third place, I aim to finish top of the class. That's basically what I'm doing. Now, with this, I tend to think now, okay, it's 4th lap now. The pit stop is halfway round your lap, so what lap do I pit on? As you can see in a little bit, the tyres will start to go off, and I do struggle to keep it on the road a little bit, as I do make contact with the barrier a few times. But at the moment, again, just running my own race, just making sure I'm consistent. My lap times are around about the same as I come around the right-hander again. But again, as you can see, the gap now is open to over 9 seconds, over 9.5 seconds to the car behind. T10's down in the second sector, but that's no first sector, sorry, but that is no worries. As long as we're maxing out, you know, our kind of, you know, our lead to the gap behind, the cars behind, that's not too much of a problem. You know, these guys are opening the gap as I make a mistake round the hairpin. But again, that's 11 seconds. I think these guys may have made a bit of a mistake trying to catch up to me. But yeah, as you can see, these guys are going to open up a huge lead. So again, I'm just settling down. That mistake cost me a second. So again, through the S's, coming round once again. And I make a bit of collision with the barrier. So that wasn't nice. I'll get a bit of a slowdown penalty. 3 seconds make that now. I promise I wasn't being cocky, I just made a mistake. But yeah, so as we move on to the next few laps, again I just hunker down, lap 8 now, and I make a corner cutting penalty apparently. So again I have to slow down at that point once again. But as you can see here, lap 8, I'm coming up to some lapped cars now. I'm not too scared because I know these guys are ghost cars, so it's not too much of a problem. But again, full power. I don't know why I use full power, but then again I realised a bit later on that I saved way too much fuel. I could have probably said, you know, probably could have been alright to the end of the race with you know, this stuck on rich revs, but I didn't know, as the guy 16th I think he was makes a bit of a mistake. Again, I'm just running my own race here, 26 seconds behind Fento, so again, there's no chance of me catching him. 17th place, sorry. Sorry, I'll put a bit of respect on your name. But yeah, 1.8 seconds down. Again, I'm just trying to keep my race, even though I'm not doing too well at keeping it on the track. As you can see, a bit of mistakes, a little bit of oversteer, correcting it. And as you can see in the bottom left-hand corner, my tyres are starting to go off. The more red they are, the less grip they have, and the more wear they have. So again, it's nice to make sure that at this point I should have like I did put it down into lean, and I should have just looked after my tyres here, to be quite honest. Again, these guys are 19 seconds behind me, so I've got so much time. I'm literally a pit stop in front of these guys. So I was gonna hang it out to about lap 11. But then I thought to myself, these guys, as you'll see now, are in the pits. Well, they're going to make a pit stop on this lap, so I thought it's better to respond rather than let them catch up with me, that kind of thing. As Radical comes in for his next stop, and so does Fento. I think Fento actually jumps Radical rival. That was interesting. Fento's got the medium tyres. Oh no, Radical rival's back in front now. Fento's got the mediums, Radical's got the hards. I'm going to go for a set of medium tyres as I come into the pits here. Again, run those to the end of the race. I was going to refuel, but then I thought, you know what, 9 laps left. I've got 12.1 laps of fuel, so I don't need to I don't need to basically have any more fuel. I don't need to refuel as I come into the pits. So this is going to be a very, very quick stop, just a tyre change. 4.3 seconds. So I have not lost any time at all, basically. Barely lost any time. And yeah, your boy is now in a solid 3rd position as long as I keep it on the circuit and don't get any more penalties. So again, I'm in a good position to finish, I really am. As I come up to some lapped cars once again, and all the other guys are making their stops. Yeah, this is practically how this race went. It was quite a lonely race for me. I was in my own race, just lapping as consistently as I could. But this lap, it brings up a bit of a twist, because something happened that I don't think will, one, ever happen again, and 2, I had no idea this was coming. As I come across some lap cars again, obviously Radical and Fento are all fighting for their positions, as they're almost a minute ahead of myself. I don't know what happens here. I genuinely don't. But as we come through the right-hander, once again, yeah, this caused a bit of a shock to myself, a shock to the system, if you will. Undisputed era, baby. But anyways, this is what happened. So as you can see, 40 seconds behind Radical, and for some reason this dude enters the Shadow Realm, and now I'm in 2nd place. What? Are you serious? Now I have been gifted the position of the gods. 40 seconds behind Fento. I'm not going to catch him, but I'm going to finish in 2nd place. How? Someone explain this to me. Is this the doing of the racing gods? Do they look down at me and think, you know what, this guy deserves a 2nd place? But anyways, lap 11, 7 laps or 6 laps to go. Now 3 laps to go. 14th place? No, 2nd place, lap 14. As I set a personal best last lap, and I need to set another personal best this lap. 17 seconds ahead of the 3rd place. I don't need to save any more fuel. I am going to fling it round the hairpin. Keep it on the track, Josh. Keep it on the track. Don't make any silly mistake. This is your race to win. Well, your race to lose. I don't know how the saying goes, but Fento just said another fastest lap. 1.4 seconds down, but no matter. We are now 2nd. Can you believe this, ladies and gentlemen? I know for a fact that I can't. All I have to do is bring it home. It will be a shame, an absolute shame, if I bottle it within these last couple of laps. Go under the tunnel, Josh. Reach your dream. Pull out all the stops. Stop when it comes to the hairpin. Don't do anything stupid. It's the final lap. This is yours for the taking. This is gonna be your best lap, your best performance yet in an online race. I've never come close to first, but this time, as I come round the last corner, I'm gonna do it. Live Josh, let them know how you feel. Second place for Override Gaming and a personal best to boot. Oh Lord. Woo. As if I finished second. Where did the other Persia finish? She finished 8th. Jeez and peas, Bryson. Yo. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. My best race yet. Competitively online. Second place, boys. I've only gone and done it. And in a Peugeot nonetheless. Jeez. I honestly, I did not see that happening. 28 points for your boy as well, but man, I don't think I'll do any better than that. As everybody knows, I suck when it comes to games, but I was a bit lucky. But the main thing with that race is that I just kept consistent. I practiced quite a lot before this race as well, so that's probably what gave me the edge. But as you can see, second place, top of the class, boys, top of the class. So can I continue to get better? Find out next time in another race. As always, I've been your boy Override Gaming. I'll come out with fresh content, hopefully every week, if I remember to, or if I'm not busy. But yeah, I'm going to be coming out with some wrestling content very soon next week. And the day I'm recording this is actually Sunday. There's a storm brewing, but I'm going to make it to wrestling. So you guys will see another of my wrestling journey. But without further ado, thank you guys for watching. Second place for your boy. Your boy's top of the class. And I'll see you guys next time. Big man thing, leave a like, subscribe and all them things. Follow me on my social medias and that. But yeah, big man thing, I'm gone. Take care. See you guys later. Bye now.